Hey everyone, this is the DogMistress, and I'm filming just a small intro to my next episode, and that is because I feel like I want to tell you a couple of things. Number one, I don't know if you've ever felt like you're going in so many different directions that when you get down a path and you think it's the right path and then you realize it's not, you just are like, oh my goodness. Well, let me just tell you. As you know, we're new to this whole filming episodes. I am new to filming on location, trying to get everything prepared, trying to do all the things that need to happen in order for you all to have an enjoyable experience, and I made a big boo-boo. So we have this great episode, and it is with one of my dearest friends, and we are talking about Italy and all things amazing, and he has made a great appetizer, and we are making a Negroni. Now, you would think that once I got to the location site and we start talking about Negronis, it would occur to me that bourbon is not an Italian liquor. Well, let me tell you, we shot the whole thing with bourbon, which I completely know is a different cocktail. But for whatever reason, I had in my mind we had to go, and my team was so nice to let me keep going that we shot the whole thing not using gin. So I'm going to tell you we're going to talk about a Negroni. All you have to do is substitute the gin. But I also wanted to keep the footage. First of all, it's lovely. My friend John is amazing. Second of all, this is all about real. This is all about authenticity. And so at first I was like, oh my gosh, we just shoot it over, blah, blah, blah. Everything's ruined, da, da, da. And then I thought, you know what? Real people make real mistakes, have real intentions, and do really good stuff. So I hope you enjoy the episode. I hope you give me a little grace, and I hope that you make your next Negroni with gin and then you make another one with bourbon, because they're both awesome. Hi, my name is Lisa Driscoll Hawksby, also known as the DogMistress. My husband and I own Dogmaster Distillery, a small craft distillery in Columbia, Missouri. I just want to thank you for watching Life as the DogMistress and hope you enjoy it. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Life as the DogMistress. We are here today at my fabulous friend John's house, and so thank you, John, for having us.
You're welcome, it's fun.
We're going to talk a little bit about Italy and entertaining, two things that John is very well versed in. We're going to make a fantastic appetizer and a Negroni, and I just want to say I love the little background music, the little Michael Bublé they had on when we got here, and so making us feel like we're really, have it all together. So, John, tell us a little bit, how many times have you been to Italy now?
A few.
A few?
For Eddie and I have been there 4 times. I've been there 6. When Eddie and I went together the first time, I thought, he has to go. It's the whole history thing. It's all the art. We have to go. This is stuff you have to see. You have to see Rome, you have to see Venice, and then we'll go somewhere else. What we didn't expect was falling so much in love with it. We felt so at home. We've not met one Italian that we didn't like, or at least they had the decency not to tell us, we hate you. So the food, the wine, the culture, we just really unexpectedly loved it. And so we've gone back. We're happy to take friends.
Awesome. I'll have to put that on my to-do list.
And we have delved into the food culture. And the wine. Eddie's our wine expert, and I do most of the food things. And because of that, it just so happens that when we have people over for dinner or for parties, there's a little Italian sneaking its way in. So.
Well, and I would say probably because we have been blessed to be invited to many of those occasions, that you definitely have that very, entertaining is very European. In the sense of, let's make a lovely dinner, let's enjoy the food, let's enjoy the company. And so it is wonderful that we get invited to so many things, but I think sometimes people get a little bit worried about, are they doing it right, or that entertaining is hard, or it's going to take a lot of effort. And so why don't you tell us like a couple of things that why you love entertaining so much, and then a couple of maybe tricks or things that you've kind of learned or philosophies that you have about entertaining that makes it so that you really just love to do it instead of seeing it as like something to do? Okay.
Entertaining for us are just inviting people over, sharing food, sharing wine or soft drinks or really good stuff is a way of forming community. It's a way of forming family. We enjoy that much more. We like going out, but inviting people into your home is more intimate. And cooking for them, for me, it's sharing. It's that cupboard love. It's like, if I feed them, they'll love me. But
no, it's perfect. And I can say, I love the connection of the intimacy, because having someone into your home does really open them up to kind of who you are, and so it does kind of lend an extra layer of connection and an extra it's just like you said, a layer of love that you can't get by just going out to dinner.
It makes you a bit more vulnerable, and it makes you clean your house.
Oh, that's yes.
Entertaining. Now there's not too many other words you can use, but my approach to it, and this is going to be a little weird, it is the responsibility of the host to know as much about the people you're inviting into your home that you can anticipate every need they may have, even if they don't know it.
Awesome.
It's a little neurotic.
Well,
but
I love it.
But it works. A good host knows before you even plan your menu, are there any food sensitivities? Are there food hates, like I will tear your house apart if you try to feed me waffles? I don't know.
Right.
It's the host's responsibility to know those things right at the very beginning. So I cannot claim that the idea is mine originally. I got it from a weird source. Have you ever seen the movie Gosford Park?
I have not.
So the head housekeeper is talking about what she does, why she does it, and that is what she said. It is my job as housekeeper to anticipate the needs of the people that I work for before they ever even have them. And granted, you probably need some therapy there, but it's a great philosophy to help you, I think, entertain well.
Well, it's kind of like when somebody knows you so well and they get you just the perfect gift. Like it's the gift that they have really, it's really about you and not about them. Like it's kind of like when you have an entertaining experience like that, it's like being given a gift that's just for you, and so that's really amazing.
So not every dinner that we do for people or brunch or whatever is ever the same, because the people change, or you'll have a different mix of people, or it'll be the same people and a different season. So you got to take into consideration, what is the season, what is the weather, what's the temperature, are you going to go outside, inside, things like that. Think ahead.
So there you have it. Know your guests, love your guests. If you don't love them, you probably shouldn't be inviting them to your house anyway.
Or just cook really bad food for them.
There you go. So there's the rules.
They'll never come back.
That's right. Know your guests, love your guests. Either don't invite them or cook really bad food for the ones that you don't want to come back. And just really enjoy the process of preparing for the event as much as actually the event.
So talking about entertaining.
Yes.
And Italy.
Yes.
We've got a little something here for you.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's probably all over Italy, but I came across the recipe from the Tuscany region, which is just south of Florence, halfway up from Rome, where all the Chianti's from. This is so easy. You don't even have to know amounts. Just take a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes or the grape tomatoes.
Okay.
Now here's where you have to do this as a zen, as meditation, or find someone who just wants to do it. You have to cut all these little tomatoes in half. It takes a while. You can offer someone a cocktail, food, whatever, to do it. So you cut all these little tomatoes. You can use not just red ones, but the yellow one, all different kinds of colors.
Oh, so
and
in
that's
the
really
summertime,
sharp.
it's beautiful.
Right, when you get them out of the garden and they're all those different colored ones, they're great. Cut them in half. Spread them on a baking sheet. Sorry. Line the baking sheet with parchment. That's important. Not aluminum foil, but with parchment. Spread the cut tomatoes over the baking sheet. Drizzle them with a whole bunch of olive oil. Do not be skimpy on the olive oil. And then pour over them some salt and pepper, dried basil, and thyme. If you want, you can put oregano, and if it's really cold weather, some crushed rosemary. Put it in an oven at 200 degrees for 3 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, they
So it's a low and
slow roast. They slow roast. Your house is going to smell great.
I love it.
Another good thing about this, you can do it 3 days beforehand. Just once they're cooled down, put them in some kind of an airtight container, stick it in the fridge, and it's ready to go. Just
Perfect.
don't eat it before
Yeah, that would be
the event.
See, that would be the hardest thing for me.
Now, the Italians like to serve this stuff on bruschetta. Bruschetta is really in right now with American dining. You don't have to use the little round things. You can use square, just any shape of bread you want. Any kind of bread will work, as long as you can cut it and broil it, toast it.
Perfect.
All right. Now, what is so good about it? You get to eat some of this.
I'm so glad.
What is so really good about this is you can put this on a big antipasti platter. You can go ahead and have these little things all ready to go. You can have your guests make them. You can get really pretentious with it and garnish them with all kinds of stuff, which is, I'm kind of do it in just a moment. Fresh basil leaves. Oh, your hands are going to smell so good. There. One more. If you want, you can get the really big leaves and roll them up and chiffonade them. And then you can sprinkle those over. There you go.
That's great. Ooh, awesome. All right, should we wait until we have our cocktails, or do you think we should just try it?
Why wait till the Negroni?
Okay. Now,
the leftovers, do not throw away, because put them back in the fridge. The next day or two, cook some pasta. Doesn't matter what kind, spaghetti, the little shells, whatever. As soon as you drain the pasta, throw these on cold or hot. Mix them up, throw in some Parmesan, and you're good to go.
so this really can last you a few days.
This is really
unless
good.
you just eat it all.
Yes.
Like I might
Now,
do.
if you're going to make it, I would make a big pan so that you can play with the leftovers later. One thing I've never done, but I've thought of, and you might want to ponder this,
Okay.
deep in your heart of hearts, is putting it into a blender and using it as a mix for something. I don't know what. You know, something alcoholic. Cocktail.
Absolutely.
It might be really awful, but it might be.
Oh my
really
gosh,
good.
the best part is just experimenting. So we'd actually love to try that. All right, I think we're ready to move on to the cocktail portion. We're gonna
Why aren't they done?
I know. Hop to it. We have things to do. So it is believed that the Negroni began in 1919 by Count Negroni. And they loved it so much that they created the Negroni distillery later that year. So there you go. Apparently, you just make a cocktail, you name it after yourself, you decide to open a distillery, and that's
And
just
you're
how the
famous.
world works. Exactly. Well,
I like this idea.
we need to have a cocktail called the DogMistress now.
True.
I mean, I didn't even think about it. We kind of did ours out of order. Yeah, apparently we did it out of order.
Come on, step it up.
Well, we're not countess, so we're countess, so. But we'll get on to the cocktail making. We like our liquor. We like liquor-forward cocktails. We don't like a lot of extra stuff because we really enjoy the fine flavors of good spirits. So we're going to, It's 3 liquors. It's a bourbon, it's a sweet vermouth, and it's Campari or a bitter liquor. And so equal parts. So we're going to do 1.5 ounces of bourbon. Got a 2-ounce jigger here. Just keep going. And then we're going to do the same with our sweet vermouth. And remember, we've talked about don't shake your vermouth. You need to stir your vermouth because if you bruise it, it will get bitter.
You don't want to inflict violence upon your vermouth.
No. Nor do you want to create bitterness.
We
all
have to
have
report
enough of
you
that ourselves.
to some agency.
Now we have the Campari.
That is so pretty.
So, folks that may not like Campari, they may find it to be a little bit too bitter, can also use a similar liquor called Amaro. It's got a little sweeter component to it. Not quite as bitter as Campari, but still kind of gives you that same base level of flavor.
Great idea.
There you go. Sometimes I have good ideas. So we're just going to stir this up with our big ice cube, get it all incorporated.
This will be interesting because
So
having it with the different.
yeah. We're going to take just a little orange peel. I'm just going to rub it right around the top. I like to get a little of that orange. I'm just going to twist it a little bit. Put it right in. Just kind of gives that oil, kind of gives it a nice soft scent, a little citrus scent and a little citrus flavor when you take your first sip. So now we have cocktails. We have Negronis. Cheers.
Cheers. Salud.
Salud. That is a very fine cocktail. These might get you into trouble. Well, now we're just going to have to sit here and enjoy the rest of our time having
food.
this. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm digging in. The sweetness of the tomatoes with the
That
bitterness.
offsets the.
Perfect.
Oh wow. We gotta make more of this.
A lot more. I just want to thank everyone for joining us today. Thank you so much, John, for spending a little time with me. I know. We're going to continue to eat and drink after we're done here, so we're just kind of trying to wrap things up so we can get to the important part of the day. But I just want to thank you for being my guest, and I want to let everybody know that you can subscribe to my channel, Life is the Dog Mistress. I would love for you to leave a comment about a particular cocktail you'd like to see me make. If you have somebody in particular you'd like for me to make cocktails with, I'm willing to travel all over the state of Missouri. If you want to know about a particular liquor or you have an idea for a show, I would love for you to let me know. So, thanks again for watching, and cheers.
Cheers.
There we go. See?
Okay, I nearly said it, and I thought, keep your mouth shut. This is the first time I've had one made with bourbon. We usually make them with gin. So this is.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't.
You won't know, will you?
I don't have one.
Penny. Guys, please eat.
All right.